Hello and welcome to 11th Moon Weekly. This week's theme, Mega Man X.
Take this, stupid moon. Oh cool, new weapon.
Today, 11th Moon is continuing its challenge series, this time with Mega Man X.
Yes, unfortunately we are playing Mega Man X. Gotta be honest with you guys, I'm a fan of the original Mega Man series, you know, I'm talking about the 8-bit stuff. I've never actually played Mega Man X. I know, shock, gasp, and everything else, but I never had a Super Nintendo growing up.
Yep, I definitely played a lot of X while growing up. Ton of it. It's that and Ocarina of Time are probably my favorite games of all time. So what spawned this is Brian and I at one point had decided we were going to do this, and this was one of our many bits we wanted to do, and this was one of the ones we definitely wanted to do, and we're calling it the Great Speed Race.
Absolutely. Now it's called the Great Speed Race because we're doing a speed run of Mega Man X. Now to make it fair, since he actually knows the game and I've never played it before, I'm going to be running through the game just to beat it. Now, I mean, I don't have to do anything special like collecting everything. I just have to beat the game.
Now, on my side of things, the rules are I have to 100% complete it. That includes the Hadouken, which is what I'm actually most scared about, blowing a lot of time on that. So
exactly. Now, here's the thing. I have not played the game myself. Now, I have watched some people play it here and there, not like the whole way through or anything. So it's going to be interesting because I have a hunch I'm going to go out of order on the bosses, and as you know, that can be a killer in a lot of these games. I'm also worried because it's Mega Man X. I never got into Mega Man X, as I had mentioned before. I was original platformer. I like that 8-bit, you know what I mean? The coolest move I had was the slide, and in this one he's got a dash move and stuff that I've never really got to play with, so it's going to be interesting. But you might be asking yourself, what if I am not a fan of Mega Man X in general, like myself? Well, the good news is you get to sit and listen to us. See, we're going to actually be answering questions that we've been getting, and kind of just talking a little bit about ourselves and a little bit about what we do here at 11th Moon. So, if anything you guys can do, just sit back, relax, and just listen to us carry on for a little bit. Welcome to the Great Speed Race. Again.
Brian, why is it again?
Oh, I don't know. It's not like we've attempted to do the Great Speed Race a little bit ago and it failed miserably.
Pardon my screen.
You are.
And we start off with another technical difficulty, because that may have been what littered us before.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, Craig. Well, for those of you who actually don't know what we're talking about, let's go ahead and bring you up to speed. We're doing the Great Speed Race for you, which is going to be us playing side by side. And by that I mean, sort of. You're seeing it as side by side. In reality, we ended up having to do this in 2 separate runs, individual, Craig going first, and then me following. The reason for that is due to technical difficulties. We originally were going to be set up as side by side playing, and it was going to be good. Oh, wow, that's a good trick. I want to remember that. I know, watching me next to that, you know, had already forgotten to do that, and I'm probably getting jacked by the beat. But anyway, we had decided to do side by sides. Unfortunately, that did not work out just due to technical issues, and so now we are doing a little bit differently. Oh well.
Yeah.
But the fun thing is that for those of you just joining us here today, we're going to be doing a few other things other than just playing Mega Man. We're going to be answering some questions for you that we've been accumulating, and we'll go ahead and lead this off. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Okay. So, Craig,
can I first say that if I don't respond immediately, it might be because I'm trying to make sure I don't get myself killed.
If I don't respond, that's because I'm being professional eating cereal. Yeah, that's right.
Guys, you gotta know, we seriously did start this off, like blocking off 3 or 4 hours, and it's been at least 3 hours of us trying to do the other way, and it didn't work. and we want to get out a video for you guys this week. So, and this is what the original idea for the video was, for us to talk to you guys during this all.
Absolutely, because the thing is, half the fun for us is not just playing the games, but getting to know you guys as fans too. And so that's what I'm trying to do. That and survive. So okay, Craig, while you're fighting the thing that cannot be beaten, I'm going to ask you the first question, and that is, how do we know each other?
I'd have to say that probably, and God, piece of balls.
Piece of balls.
I think our first, and let me know if I'm right on this one. Our first time actually kind of hanging out was it not? Was it
adjusting the size of the screen?
Well, I couldn't see my freaking health bar. It was annoying. That's not gonna work either. First time we started really hanging out was wasn't it Dream?
I'll ask you again in a minute.
Okay. Okay.
You let me eat your damn tail.
Crunch, crunch.
Alright. No.
Just.
Alright. So here we go. You just beat the first boss. And by that I mean you got your ass kicked by him. So now we're moving on to Chill Penguin. And as we do, I have to ask you a question, Craig. How do we know each other?
I think this is our first interaction together. Let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong, if you can remember like an earlier thing.
No, this is our first interaction together. Come on, you walked this way.
Was actually Dencham's class for Integrated 3 Math.
Correct.
Does that sound like our first one?
That does sound like the first time I can recall anyway.
And if you guys don't know what Integrated 3 Math is, you're lucky.
Congratulations, you win!
You had an actual education.
What are you talking about? We got bio out down there, Brook learning. It was good.
It was good. Anyways, that's when we first started hanging out, and I remember we got put in groups because how we did math classes a lot in our high school was you weren't in rows and whatnot. You were in groups of tables. So you would have 2 tables against each other, and we'd sit 2 on one side, 2 on the other. So it was like a big square.
Yep.
And everybody would sit there, so you look inside at the square at all times.
Perfect for cheating.
Perfect for cheating, actually.
It really
amazing.
It really was.
I've got a great story. I'll tell you.
I doubt that.
With me and Bobby, what's his name? Tim McAuliffe.
Oh, Bobby Flay.
Why can I not think of his name?
I don't know. I don't know who in the world you're talking about. But
him and
Bobby. Actually,
Kalush.
Kalush.
Yeah,
Bob
yeah.
Kalush. Yes.
Bob Kalush.
Yes.
Yeah, great story with him, Brett, myself, and somebody else.
I have a hunch this story will not involve
Jeff.
Oh, okay. You make it look easy.
Anyways, we started hanging out there because I think the first conversation we really had was because I started making, and I showed Brian that drawing I did with the TI-83 calculator.
Yep, that's right.
The bullet time.
Yeah, you were kind of a wizard with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have to admit, we had the TI-83. For anybody who had math, really, they had these calculators, and I personally was not the best at math. So sitting next to Craig was a really good distraction, considering that I didn't want to be there to begin with. So we would sit there, and he had his little TI-83, and he would draw these pictures, and we both were kind of into the Matrix and all that stuff, so he had that going on. And what was some of the other stuff that we would do in that class?
Well, after that, we started talking Matrix because you saw that.
Oh, yeah.
And so our first conversation really kind of was about Path of Neo for the Xbox.
Oh, I love that game.
We were playing. We both played Path of Neo, and I remember talking to you, going, "Dude, you've got to rent it." And you were like, "Really? Do you think I should?" And I was like, "Dude,
I own that game to this day.
Yeah, I ended up buying it
because It was awesome.
It was really cool. It was a lot better. Did you ever play the other one? You remember the other one?
Yes. Yes, we played
Enter the
Ghost
Matrix.
or whatever.
Yeah, Enter the Matrix.
That was terrible.
It was not a great game, and so Path of Neo was so much more fun.
Path of Neo, like I could have katana and like he could do and like you could jump super high when you got to that that point in the story. It was just cool. I like that. Plus, Matrix and you.
Yeah, so that's how we started off talking there.
Keanu Dracula.
We started playing off. We started talking then, and that was first semester of sophomore year.
Yep.
We kind of started talking then. We didn't really talk during junior year, did we? I don't think we really did.
Not much. We didn't actively avoid each other. We
just didn't really. We didn't have classes or anything. Yeah. But during that class, though, during Densham's math class,
we had a big school, so I understand. Oh man, I could see how we didn't run into each other.
Yeah. We started playing euchre, and for those of you that don't know what euchre is, it's a northern card game that's kind of like Hearts.
It's more like Awesome. Did you just like jump off mid-air?
This feels really goofy.
Oh yeah, that's what she said. What? Yeah, I'm not above that. Don't put that in the video. That's what she said joke. Yeah. Oh wait, I just did. Oh!
Anyways, we started playing euchre, and we actually, because there's 4 of us and it's a 4-player game. You have 2 teams of 2.
Yep.
And so Brian and I weren't on teams for that because we sat next to each other, and you can't sit next to your teammate on that game. You have to sit across from them. So I think Brett and I, was it Brett and I or Jeff and I?
No, Jeff and you. Brett and I. No, wait. No, it flip-flopped. It was Brett and I for a while, but not always. If I remember correctly, there was a. Yeah, that's right. Because I remember playing with. Oh boy. I remember playing with Brett on my team a few times because you know how he is when he gets in a winning streak. He does the Scooby-Doo laugh.
He gets goofy.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So we played that.
And we got. I mean, would you say, like 2 or 3 decks of cards taken? Excuse me, taken away from us?
At least 3. Definitely 3. One of them was mine.
Yeah, and I got 2 of mine taken away. I know that much. So we had 3 of our decks taken away by playing. And I mean, the genius part was we played right next to the teacher. We were right next to his desk.
Mine was.
You were right next to.
I literally.
You could reach out. You could pretty much reach out and touch his desk.
My left hand could touch the teacher. I could slap him in the face, and that's basically what we were doing.
And we were sitting there playing the whole time. Anyway, and then after that, we actually created our own deck of cards out of note cards.
Out of note cards. Yep.
I had note cards in my backpack for whatever reason because I never used them. I had note cards in my backpack, and we used those to create another deck of cards. And then after that, we used graph paper. We ran over and grabbed graph paper, and since Brian and I sat next to each other on that, the 2x2, we grabbed graph paper and we made used permanent markers to make permanent battleship, like boards for us.
Which Battleship is a northern game. We played Battleship, and actually that was a lot of fun in math class to hear somebody yelling E6.
we definitely yelled out because
we were not quiet. I mean,
a lot of us knew this was going to be our last math class, so we just needed to pass. That's all we had. That's all we had to stop. That's the only thing we had to do. And that was actually my last math class, even though.
That was my last math class, literally through college. I never had a math class again.
I had a lot more after that. That was my last integrated math that I had. I was supposed to go through integrated 5 and calc and AP calc. That's what Door had me set up with, and with my grades, that's what I was recommended to do.
Not me. I was in the right place.
I did that in Algebra 2 my senior year as a blow-off.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I took Algebra 1. I never took Algebra 2.
Isn't that funny to you? Algebra 2 was my blow-off.
It makes me sick.
Math comes easy for me.
Yeah, not myself. Math has always been one of my multi-Achilles heels. Does that make me like a spider with weak ankles? I don't understand what that means.
Anyways, so we played Battleship right in the middle of class.
We did. Although I have to say, I have 2 memories of that class that are pretty strong. One of them being, remember when he took us out to show us his kites?
Yeah.
And he's like, check it out. And he's like, and he wouldn't let anybody else fly them, but he was sitting there like, he goes like, here comes the loop-de-loop. And I'm just like, it's a kite, man. I'm like, oh. I mean, don't get me wrong, whatever. It made him happy.
It made him happy, but...
And it got us out of class,
it did.
so I didn't care.
But at the time, still, we're like high school kids. Obviously, we're going to be kind of dicks to him. And he didn't help things out.
No. No, he did not. I have to admit. Fuck.
No, you serious? This is the first time I've missed that in so long. Oh my god, I just had it and that's now I'm dick.
Yep. You know, didn't you also miss the heart container? Or no, did you guys?
I can't get it yet.
No.
Oh my god. I could just kill myself out and redo this, but... That puts me back, dude. That puts me some time back. If that would have happened while we were going, that would have hurt.
You know what the sad part is? I'm gonna go ahead and assume right now that I'm currently like way behind you. I'm just gonna go ahead and make that assumption. But let me talk about this though. The other thing I remember about that class, I told you one. The first one, which was that. And the second thing was when we went outside once again. We went out and I think it was Bo Cephas's car. There was a kid that graduated with, his name was Bo, and he had this car and he had this sound system in it, and there was such powerful bass and the air was vibrating so much around it that literally when you talked like this, and honestly, and I remember thinking to myself, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, I had never understood it.
And then you got in the car with me.
Yeah, it's true. And then I lost like 80% of my hearing. I have actually very good hearing, and that's the problem.
Did you ever get in Brett's car when we called it the Temple of Boom?
First of all, the fact that you call Brett's car the Temple of Boom is more concerning than the fact that I should.
That's how loud it was. I guarantee you it was 3 or 4 times louder than Bo's car.
Oh God.
It was ridiculous.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I did not. At least I don't remember getting in the Temple of Boom or whatever, but...
He didn't have it senior year. He got rid of it kind of like junior year.
Well, that's what I remember about the class.
Yeah. And one of the other things that we did was that... What am I supposed to do? See, I start losing track because I'm talking and trying to play at the same time. One of the things we did was senior year, during football, we started kind of talking again. Because I was on scout offense. No. Because I was starting defense, so I wouldn't have been on scout offense.
Sure.
I was on scout D, and then you would have been on scout D, right? Were you on Scout D?
Look, I was on every scout. Did I ever tell you about that? I played every position.
Really?
I'm not kidding. On scout, and this is true, I played every single position on the field at one point. I even quarterback at one point. I played every...
skill position that you played.
That's the funny part. Wait a minute. No, it's true. I played every single position on the field in scout just because, I just did that. Although I have to say that while I was doing that on Scout, the worst hit of my life actually came during that. They decided for whatever reason to put our lead linebacker there, his name's Mark, and they decided that he needed to go on offense and be a lead blocker for a day. Unfortunately, that was the day that I was supposed to be the linebacker, and he ran me over. and I mean that, like literally, like I did a backflip, and that's true. An honest to God backflip. It was not. It was the most painful thing in the world. But you know what? Still love the guy.
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy. You went to his wedding, didn't you?
I did. And say it was actually very nice. I actually went to his reception, not his wedding. But but it was good though. He may have had a drink or two that night. It was a lot of fun. We all had a good time.
He's got a kid now. It's one of the few times he probably has.
That's exactly what it
To
was.
let
He
him
never.
use.
He's a good dad though.
He's a great dad. Anyways, but senior year of football. It's kind of when we started.
I forgot why we talked about that.
Senior year of football. That's kind of when we started.
Oh, what is this? Secret maneuvers.
Kind of when we started. So when we started talking again, a lot of other people use like the little like hooks that like send. Oh god. Oh, damn it. Hate that.
So, senior year of football.
We started hanging out there because I remember this story, and I don't know if you remember this story at all.
Okay.
We were. What brought us all together actually was homecoming again, because I learned that you had an Xbox. Again, remember?
I got it for my birthday.
Yeah.
Which
was like 2 days
2
before.
days beforehand, and with it, and for the record, the reason I got the Xbox, I played a game that my cousin showed me called Halo, where my brother and I ran each other over in these warthog things. We were on Blood Gulch, ran each other over in these warthogs for seriously like 3 hours, and I was like, I gotta have this system, and that's what I wanted for my birthday, and that's what I got. It was awesome.
So that, I mean, and then I had learned, because I started doing the, like, LAN parties with Halo. Like, I was in it late, because I wasn't a PC gamer, so I, like, didn't know about, like, actually being able to LAN games. So I learned about that, and I learned Halo you could do that with, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got one of these mythical router things that you can do that
Mythical
on.
router.
Because I sat there and was like, oh my gosh.
Well,
When
no, that was new to me.
When I figured it out, I was like, this is amazing. I didn't know you could even do this. I wondered what the system link thing was all about, and I didn't get it. This is back in like 2001, guys. That's how smart I was.
Hey, 2001 was a different time.
Or was it junior year we did that?
That might have been junior.
It may have been junior year, because it wasn't right before Halo 2 came out, was it? Or was it right before Halo 2 came out?
No. This was during Halo 1. This is during its heyday still.
Yeah, so this must have been junior year that we started doing this.
Our memories leaving us in our old age.
Junior year. We started doing, after homecoming, I learned that he got an Xbox and Halo, and I had figured out that you could do system linking and whatnot, and I was like, dude, you need to come over. We've got 3 boxes. We need another one to round out everything, so we could have, as many players as possible. So he ended up coming over and playing, which was so amazing. That night was like one of those nights that I seriously I'll never forget that night.
Agreed.
It was an
agreed.
amazing night.
It was awesome.
I mean, look, we probably had 20 some odd people over at my house playing, and it was the most eclectic group you could think possible. Now, granted, our high school was kind of small in the first place, so
Very.
grouping wasn't this huge thing. Like, everybody kind of talked to everybody in the first place, but if you were to like actually give everybody a
Title.
yeah,
For lack of a better word.
if everybody got a title, we had jocks, druggies, nerds, or outcasts, or I don't know, everything you could think of. We
What was I,
had them.
Craig?
You're an asshole.
Damn it! Every time.
We had everybody there.
Nice jump.
I didn't boost during it. Makes things difficult. So we did that, and it was a ton of fun. And I remember, like, one of the biggest things is we got through and we did a bunch of them on.
You almost got murdered.
We did a bunch of them on. What do you call it?
Hang 'em
High. Hang 'em high. I remember doing Hang 'em high because Bolin spawned above me every single time, and this was when Halo 1. It didn't just do different spawns every time. Everybody's initial spawn was like predetermined. So if you started at one spot and you never reconnected,
Oh, the good old days.
you never reconnected, you'd spawn in the same spot at the beginning of a game every single time. Your initial spawn was always the same initial spawn if, like, you didn't reselect a different place. Like if the Xbox didn't unconnect and then reconnect to the network and whatnot. And Bolin spawned above me, like up and left. I can remember seeing it on this walkway every single time. And every single time he's like, damn it! Because that's when I'd raise my pistol, go, do, and he was done every time. It was so much fun. I remember a bunch of people. Were you on? Because where were you sitting during the whole thing?
I was kind of like in the corner of your stairs.
Oh yeah. We had the little like.
The thing was that over by you were sitting by where your dad's like desk was,
is
right?
nowadays, yeah.
So I think Wayne was next to you.
Wayne, I think Wayne may have been on my screen.
Well, Wayne and I went back and forth all night, and that was the funniest thing in the world because, you know, I sniped him or whatever, and I just hear Wayne just go, "Who was that?" And I'm just like, I'm like, oh shit, I'm scared, or whatever. And I go, "It was me." He goes, "You and me all night," and that's what we did all night. Was him and I just went back and forth sniping each other and using the pistol. And that's all we ever used was sniper pistols.
Yeah. Do you remember me saying to everybody, I'm like, okay, everybody use your real first name. That way we can actually see who we're all killing. Or I'm like, use a name of yours. So like, I don't know if you use Schultz or Brian.
Whatever.
But like everybody, we all went to that, and that actually made things a lot more fun because you'd be like, "Fuck, damn it!" and you just yell across. Because I remember there was one Xbox where like my big screen is now, sort of that room, like that little section of the basement, and then over by my dad's desk area now is where I was. The desk was oriented just a tiny bit differently. You were over by the corner of the stairs where now are those two white chairs.
Yep.
So if you guys go back and look at our the Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Yeah, we invented
Our
the
movie,
Dark
The
Knight.
Dark Knight Rises.
It's no big deal. This is a little indie film we made.
Our video, 11th Moon Rises. You can see the chairs in the
You
background.
seriously just take credit for the Dark Knight? I'm sorry, but like,
Fuck you, Nolan.
yeah, bro. It's like just Nolan comes over. Really, guys? Really? Oh, that's funny. No, yeah, no, yeah, I remember that we played that and did that whole thing.
You were there, and then the other group was in our what we call our exercise room because my dad has this treadmill in there.
Yep.
And we never got anything else besides the treadmill in there for exercise.
Well, that's all you really need. Let's be honest. You just go.
We had the full like mirror thing and everything, but so we had that, and I remember Kirk and Foth were in there, and they were part of the group that I was playing against, and because they were on the other team, and I was spawn camping them with a tank on Blood Gulch, and they were getting so mad and yelling, "This isn't video games, this isn't how you play video games." I'm like, "It's in the rules, bitch, I can do it." I was kind of a dick. And then I remember Kirk actually, oh, thank goodness. I remember Kirk getting mad and ended up moving the tanks into the little like cove. You remember the cove in Blood Gulch?
Yeah, there's a little thing in the back there.
Not the back. The original. There's like the side little things. It's like where the invisibility spawned or whatever that was. One of the power-ups spawned in there.
Oh yes. Okay, yeah. That was anticlimactic.
Well, you're supposed to shoot them a lot, but that thing can do a lot of different hits.
I see.
They were in there, and Kirk got really pissed off, and so he ended up hiding the tanks on us. But, anyways, this is back to the original thing of what I was wanting to say. Do you remember Coach Allward getting mad at me because they didn't trust me. The coaches didn't really trust me all that much because I didn't. This is senior year now. I didn't play football my junior year because I wanted to work on basketball. Looking back on it, I wish I would have worked on baseball because I actually had a little bit more of a chance of playing that at the collegiate level.
At the collegiate level.
Collegiate, not professional. I'm not going to say professional. No. But not that I think I would have even taken it. Looking back at it now, I would have taken one of them because I remember Western Michigan got a hold of me. They wanted me to come to tryouts, and I was like, "No, I'm not doing this. I don't want to have a job." Anyways, but we're walking out of practice. We're walking out of practice.
And people say I get distracted.
Yeah, we're walking out of practice, and Coach, we're talking about Halo 3 about to come out.
That was hilarious.
Halo 2, actually no, Halo 2. Sorry, Halo 2 is about to come out, and so we're talking about that, and we're walking away. And I had stated to you, I was like, "Dude, this is going to be my last game I ever play," and this is coming down to the end of our football season, and they already didn't trust me, thinking because I had bailed on them before, and basketball season was just about to start up. And so I think they may have thought like I was about to
just quit
because basketball was starting up.
Yeah.
And Coach Allward heard me say, "This is the last game I'm ever going to play." And of course, I'm talking to Brian about Halo 2.
Right.
And Coach Allward goes, "What? What'd you say, Van Wagner?" It's like, "It's the last game I'm ever going to play." And he goes, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Halo 2 it comes out in 2 weeks. It's gonna be the last game I ever play." And he goes, "Oh." And then nothing after that. I don't know if you remember. Do you even remember that?
Not really. I'll be honest.
That stuck in my mind though, because it was just like, wow.
See, I don't know. See, my thing is, oh my god. First of all, do you realize how hilarious that is? Halo 2, the last game I'll ever play.
Yeah, remember
Says
how-
the man who reviews video games every week.
Remember how awesome that game was supposed to be?
It was
and
awesome.
it was awesome, but
Yeah.
how pumped up
Yes.
we were for that game.
Yes, I do. And I have to say, it did deliver on all ends. I have to say that was arguably one of the better games that, you know, that I can remember playing. I mean, heck, to this day, I mean, we still play it.
Oh, we still play it.
I mean, especially with Brett and everything. I mean, come on, like that's the best thing. When a game is so good that you invent other games inside of it, that's what makes it special. I think because like you can play the main game and be happy, but you have the ability to create your own stuff. Like, you know, Army Lord games, which are the best. You know, for the record, everybody, if you ever have somebody who's terrible at, say, they're like, oh, I'm bad at first-person shooters, perfect. Have them play Halo 2 with you. Turn turn the severity on yourself, their handicap, I mean, up to severe, which is the highest it goes. It is, nothing is better than that. Trust me, it is so fun. Because, like, it takes, what, 100 shots? Something that would, like, you know.
It takes 18 shots. Like, normally, 4 perfect battle rifle shots will kill a person.
Yes.
It takes 16 perfect battle rifle shots to kill a person after that.
But the funny thing is
But
that he wouldn't let us have the battle rifle after the first game.
But the other thing is, but when you go on that severe thing, it takes 1 shot for them to kill you. That's it. 1 headshot. So now it's a disparity of, it used to be a 1-to-1, now it's 16-to-1 difference on kills.
Oh, yeah, and the thing is that we're talking about, oh well, you know, that's with the battle rifle, which is the usual go-to weapon, but he would take it away from us. That's the thing, is that then you can change the loadouts on, you know, what you start with and everything else, and you know, it doesn't sound like it's, you know, that big of a deal now, but believe me, it was a lot of fun.
It was a ton of fun. It's something I still love doing. God,
messing. You get that heart
I
thing?
can't. Messing all this stuff up because I didn't get the power up, my gun power up, the one where I was like, I hardly ever miss that nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Missing that actually messed me up for a lot of different reasons. Because usually this part's really simple to go through when I have it because I can just put a shield on, and I bomb through it. Oh, God. This is
Meester, get me out of here.
Yeah.
So, that's the story of how we met. I think that was sufficient enough.
Sufficiently takes it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to do
Yeah.
next one, we might as well bomb through because at the rate we're going.
Yep. We can start with the next one here. And, oh, this is a good one. Okay. How did you start doing videos?
Videos for me, I started doing them when I was in Cornwell's Advanced Modern Technology class. That's when I first started doing videos. And
Cornwell was a teacher.
Cornwell was one of our teachers, sorry, in high school.
Probably should specify that one.
He was one of our teachers in high school, and he had a modern technology class. And one of the stations, you'd have stations. One of the stations was video editing. This is the old, like, actual VHS editing, not like any form of digital at all. Pure analog editing. I started doing that, and me and Kirk were partners during that one, and we actually did really well to where he was like, yeah, that's actually a decent video, because like we did this whole audio dub over this like bank heist, and it was actually pretty funny. And
I'd love to get my hands on those old clips now.
Oh my gosh.
Because you know that you're gonna look back and go, God, that was terrible. You already beat this guy.
I'm going back to get that gun. I need it. So that's how I started, and then after that, I went back into that class again, and it was called Advanced Modern Technology. It was initially Modern Technology, then Advanced, and what it really did was it allowed me to have my own thing where I could pick like what I did, and so I started doing video editing again. Like that's all I did when I was there, was video editing, and to the point where I got through Advanced Modern Technology. About halfway through, I took over for the morning announcements. Me and my buddy Mike did. And it's been on record. I don't know about since then, but it's been on record at the time. We were by far the best announcement makers there was. We had a ton of fun with it. We put in like a bunch of goofy clips, and we had fun with it. We didn't take it seriously at all. I think that's what Cornwall loved, is that we didn't take it seriously, but we did it well enough. Anyways, but that's how I initially started making videos. What about you, Brian?
I started making videos, and the thing is that when you say like started making videos, it's tough because I didn't have a big editing background like you did.
Right.
My videos were, let's say, whenever I did anything, was actually really just me with either a laptop camera and me talking to it, or something along those lines, or maybe I'd have my phone camera, and then it'd be like me just talking to it, but whatever for purposes later. It wasn't like I did for fun videos usually. I wanted to, but the problem was I was always limited by my abilities as an editor, which were 0. So I mean, everything I did was always just one take long rants or rambles or whatever, and I actually used to do stuff like that a little bit, just on my own. And it was fun enough, but yeah, that was the first time I really got into doing videos. It's just kind of doing my own stuff, but later on, obviously, I was approached by this guy to do a video essay, and and then he said, I got this thing to make lightsabers, and I was like, what? And
No. That's not our first video. Do you remember our first video?
That's the first video.
No, it wasn't.
So what's our first video?
We did one other video, and I don't know if I can find it. I hope I can. Do you remember Sandstorm?
Oh, you count that as a video?
That was a video. We did a video.
I mean, it does count, I guess.
It wasn't a big production. It wasn't like our lightsaber stuff.
No.
But it was a video, was it not?
I would. All right, I'll give it to you. I mean, just barely, but I'll give it.
Okay, we were in Halo 2, and this is when I first started doing. I started doing for my senior year. I had to not do the announcements for half a semester because I wasn't learning anything more. I was just redoing the same tricks. And so I was like, okay, well, let me do video editing, and we'll do like Halo style stuff. And this is right, like, the couple years previous is right when like Red vs. Blue was getting huge. And so Mike and I, who did the announcements with me, we did Red vs. Blue type videos. We did machinima type stuff. And then so after, when I had graduated, I approached Brian. I was like, hey, I want to do this video. Do you think this would be kind of funny? And he was like, yeah, we'll do it. I don't remember if those are your exact words, but it was basically that.
I think it was something along the lines of like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so we started doing this video.
Doesn't matter what I said.
No,
I said yes. Who cares?
It was like a 15-second video, and all it was is we put ourselves into a corner of Halo 2 on the midship map, and we pulled out. It was like one of the darkest corners we could find. And midship's kind of like a purpley, crazy color looking map anyways. So we found like this little alcove we could hide in, and we filmed in multiplayer and did it to where we were, we had a plasma rifle and a plasma pistol.
Yeah.
And it was me, you, and your brother Mike.
Yeah.
And we sat in the corner, we just recorded us shooting the guns off, like, because they have these crazy like neon colors
Into the air.
and just shooting them off into the air, like not at each other or anything. Just shot them off into the air, and then afterwards in post we just put Sandstorm, Darude's Sandstorm, which everybody's pretty much heard. If you haven't heard it, if you can't think of it, look it up. You've heard it.
Yeah, and now that you heard it in our last,
Yeah,
or not
yeah.
our last, but
yeah.
the video before last.
Yeah.
When Craig just started singing it.
It was fun. Anyways, but yeah, we did that. That was I consider that our first
real video, I guess.
Our first video.
As I said,
That's our first video. I wouldn't say it's like our first like big video.
No.
Our next big video, our first big video was Everything is a Lightsaber.
Which was a fun to film, nightmare to edit.
Yeah, it was fun to film, nightmare to edit. I was just learning After Effects.
Because
we filmed it in like an hour.
We filmed it in an hour. The whole thing, which everyone's like, oh, an hour for a 2-minute video. That's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, no.
And then for me, in post, doing in After Effects, making the lightsabers, I would have learned some things now, and which would have made things a little bit easier. But it took me 31 hours worth of editing to get those lightsabers in the video and everything to look right.
Don't you have to go back to that penguin stage and get that, or not penguin
Oh
stage,
my
but use your
God.
penguin to get the thingamabobber?
I have a ton of those things, dude. Oh my god. See, this is, I've got one more, I gotta get that, and I've gotta get the hearts. I think I've only got one more heart left.
See, I could have been a dick and just let you do that, but I was like, no, I'm gonna be nice. So,
Oh,
did we even look at a start time? For when you started this?
no.
Okay, so, wait, what? So we can, like, so we can time out myself versus you on that one?
We can. I'll look up later.
Okay, we'll look at it later. Let's do that. Yeah! So anyway.
That was our first video. And then our first major video was, everything was a lightsaber.
Yep. And which was a lot of fun to make and everything else, and that all came about because Craig had said, "Look, check this out," and he had the editing stuff that he could make himself look like he had a lightsaber.
And I had, that video is actually up on my channel, the Eleventh channel. It's up there, actually. It's just me with a purple lightsaber back when I had really, really long hair. I'm catching up to it, though.
Yeah, I say the funny thing to me on that one is like how the process came about, because it was really just, hey, I got this thing, we can make a lightsaber. I'm like, oh, cool, you make anything a lightsaber. Done. video idea handled. Like that was about the extent of the thought process on that one.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that was really about it. I mean, seriously. So that's how we started getting into videos individually and
as a group.
And speaking of as a group, that kind of leads into the next thing here, though. It's why 11th Moon? Why is it actually called 11th Moon?
I remember when we were talking about it, we wanted to make sure we got something that embodied both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Something we both weren't ashamed to call ourselves as a video production company.
Mm-hmm. Because at the time we were because we were thinking about that pretty hard.
We went for, and I don't know if this is like really quick compared to everybody else, or if this is really slow compared to everybody else, but I mean, we were thinking about it. To me, it seemed like it took us a while. It took us like 4 days or so. We like started talking about it. We're like, well, what do we want to call ourselves? Started talking about.
They're probably gonna be thinking, "It's 4 days to come up with 11th Moon. You guys suck."
I mean, we were bouncing around so many
Yeah,
different
we
things
did.
on like what we really wanted to do and what we really wanted to call it, and like I knew if possible I wanted to incorporate an 11 to it because that's just everything.
No, Craig wanted to call it the Ghostbuster experience. Okay, maybe that was me. No, we really did want to do something that kind of just embodied us, and then this is a topic that has been up for debate between the two of us on where
where we actually came up with the idea. 'Cause I thought because we originally came up with
okay, here we go.
We came up with Daisy's song while working out.
Yes.
That ended up being a normal place for us coming up with videos was
At the gym.
At the gym when we were working out because we could sit there, we could talk.
Yep.
Really kind of got the blood flowing and everything. God, you suck so bad.
I mean, seriously,
You're
come on
terrible.
now.
You're terrible.
Come on now, Craig. That's question number 4. Are you guys both gay?
No, but like
The answer is no. I'm gonna go ahead and preempt that.
all right,
No.
So we did that there. We came up with Daisy's song. We actually came up with another one. Do you remember the other video we did? The other video we came up with?
At the
Right next to Daisy's song?
um,
Though.
not really.
Yep. That's one we can still do, I think.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So in other words, we can't say it because
'cause we can still use
could
that,
potentially
right?
still use it. Sorry, guys.
But we could still use it. But we came up with that, and then, because I remember we were at the Grand Blanc Anytime Fitness. I remember us being over at the benching station, or just the bench, not benching, but just the bench station, you know.
Benching station.
Where I mean, whatever, all forms of benching, bench related materials.
Bench press.
Well, I mean, you can bench, squat, like we were over there.
Yeah. In that general vicinity.
In that general vicinity. We were there, and I remember you going, "I've got it," and then you said, "11th Moon."
Well, I did do that part of it, where I said I got it, and I had the answer. But that's not where I remember it. See, now this is where the discrepancy comes in. The story is accurate up until, for me, up until the point where he says, we were at the Anytime Fitness when this happened. I remember it as we were in the car. See, we were, one of our other places that we go to, and we come up with some of the ideas is always while we're driving, it seems. It seems like whenever we are driving, just for whatever reason...
Are you going to give me when we were driving back from Great Lakes Crossing that day?
Yes! It was the same sort of time when we were coming up with all the ideas for like the claws and effects and all that sort of stuff. When we were it was around that time.
We came up with like 21 videos all at once.
I remember
driving home.
Yes.
One of them I still want to do called Ball Taken, and I'll let you guys brood on that, thinking of what it might be. More than likely you'll guess it, but you won't guess it. We just
said that we weren't gay, and yet you're talking about Ball Taking. Come on, man, you're killing us here.
Those are all full. Holy crap. But yeah, that's what we wanted to do originally. That's when we came up with like 21 videos almost right off the bat. That's not when I'm almost positive it was when we were at the gym.
Well, at any rate, the point is...
we came up with it.
We came up with it. And the reason that we came up with 11th Moon is...
11 embodies me, the moon embodies Brian.
That is correct. I am obsessed with the moon, and Craig likes the number 11. The end. It was pretty logical, and...
Yeah, I just remember we wanted to come up with something that didn't embarrass us, basically, knowing that we would have to call ourselves that for a while. You know, if we had to start filing like LLCs and stuff like that, like we weren't going to be like, oh my god, this is the name of our company again.
Yeah. Also, pretty much. That's actually 100% accurate. That's about how it was. We and as I said, over time, we've just not gotten sick of it, fortunately. Which was my biggest fear, was that I'm like, oh, I got this idea for a name, and then 10 minutes later we'd be like, crap, thought of a better one. So anyway, and that's how we became 11th Moon.
Tis.
All right, so Craig, speaking of 11th Moon, out of curiosity, not by me, but by the people here, they want to know, where do the ideas come from? For all the videos and for the topics, etc., and all that kind of stuff.
I know Brian's going to be happy that I'm putting this on the record.
Yay!
A lot of our videos come from Brian. A lot of them.
No, we're just all. We're gonna say all, just right now, just because I have you on record saying.
Are you serious? The bird goes, I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
Just because I have you on record, I'm just gonna go ahead and speak for you and just say all videos.
The initial concept is usually done by Brian. Are you serious? There we go. The initial concepts are usually done by Brian, and then together we'll go through and we'll actually kind of
hash out
the rest of it.
Yeah.
Brian usually has some goofy little premise for a video or for a skit or something like that.
Goofy little premise.
Yeah, but that's what they are. Our videos are just really goofy videos.
It is. I mean, just when you say it like that, it doesn't sound as good. But I know what you mean.
Yeah, a lot of our videos are like that, and we'll go through, and pretty much the conversation will be, hey, I've got this idea, what do you think about this? And we'll go through, we'll throw ideas back and forth off of each other, trying to come up with like a funnier video, or, like just, it's either Brian has a complete video already in his head, or he's like, dude, I've got this idea, what do you think? And we'll try and come up with other things that'll go along with it.
And believe me when I say that the things that you guys see, there were a lot more that just didn't make it to the cutting room floor.
Yeah, they didn't even make it to the cutting room floor.
No, that's what I'm saying. They literally didn't even make it into existence in general.
And then the other reason why Brian likes to at least tell me about the videos beforehand, because it usually, not a lot, but a decent amount of videos end with, there's no way I could edit that within a week. Like, he's got some good stuff, it's just we don't have the manpower to actually finish out something.
Now, to be fair, it's hard for Craig to do all the editing on that end of it, only because pretty much he's the only one who does edit. I'll be 100% honest with you guys.
I'm the technical lead with the whole computer-ridge thing and stuff like that. I'm pretty much it.
Yeah.
Brian can do some basic editing, which
Basic
actually comes in
editing.
handy at times,
Yeah.
but a lot of time it doesn't.
Pictures, putting stuff into sequence, basic audio syncing is touch and go for myself.
His is usually about a half, a beat off, so I'm like, you can totally see the mouth move before the audio.
Yeah,
That's my specialty.
Yeah, believe me, guys,
Outside
the
of everything
audio is it's actually a lot trickier than you think, and for myself especially. But at any rate, yes. So
You come up with a lot of the ideas, I make it happen.
yeah, I'd say I basically come in and I go, I got this crazy idea in my head, and then somehow a week later I'm watching it. It's awesome. I don't know what happens in between, and I don't care to know.
And I'm the one sitting there crying.
Oh yeah.
From when we finish filming, which is usually Sunday or Mondays when we finish filming.
Usually.
It's usually like Thursday.
Then there's the occasional day when something happens, like, I don't know, you're filming on a Wednesday.
Oh yeah, filming on a Wednesday. That never happens. Today's Wednesday.
This is the day before at almost 9 o'clock. It happens from time to time.
Just time to time.
Yeah, no. But the thing is that sometimes that happens, and that's okay though.
Yeah, you gotta roll with it. I mean, we had this planned out what we were gonna do this though.
Yeah.
It's not like we just threw this together. We wanted to do like a talkie video.
Oh god, yeah. And so the thing is that we wanted to, because the thing is we would love to, talk to you guys and get to know you, a little bit better. Oh, that sounds creepy.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys, get to know you a little bit better. No, but calling me. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's how the ideas come to fruition.
that's usually how the ideas come to fruition.
I feel like as if when we finish it up, we've gone so far off topic that we basically need to just bring it right around again, just being like, and that's how we did blah blah blah. So anyway, that is how we did blah blah blah. Okay, Craig, are you at Sigma now?
The initial Sigma stage. There's 3 of them.
Oh, okay, wow.
We might be talking through this whole video.
I think we are, which is going to be about an hour-long video, and no one's going to watch this.
Yeah. I hope some of you watch it. It's gonna be a fun video.
You realize that, right? No one's going to watch
No one's
this.
gonna watch this.
No one's going to watch this, but you know
If
what?
you're watching this, in the comments below right now, type empty bowl of cereal. We're gonna see how many of you actually are watching.
This is going to be either the greatest or the saddest moment of our careers. Yeah,
I mean, just comment it down below if you're actually watching it. I just want to see how many people actually sit down and watch our videos. And fuck me. We'll see how many. Just empty bowl of cereal.
yeah.
Empty bowl of cereal.
Yep. You know what? I bet the thing is that if this thing runs for an hour, at some point during that hour, Daisy would have been streaming. So we would have already
We
lost
lost
him.
it. We lost
already
it.
lost
If she
him.
started streaming, we lost it.
I know. Okay. So,
Actually, she is streaming tomorrow and Friday.
are you kidding?
Not joking.
Oh god dang it.
We lost viewership.
That's okay. It's okay. You can't compete with her though, because
can't.
she's
Omnipotent. She's everywhere.
omnipotent. It's
You're
not
right.
omnipresent.
No, it's omnipotent.
She smells terrible. She's omnipotent. Get potpourri for the omnipotent one.
I really messed that one up, didn't I, Mr. Movie?
Yeah, you did, Mr. Movie. Oh,
We're not going to go into Mr.
No,
Movie
we're not
with
going to
you
get
guys.
into Mr. Movie.
That will be something you guys will never know about.
Nope. So, okay, so, Craig, a random viewer asks, why do you do video games in TV?
I don't do video games on TV.
Well, no,
I
this
do
is a
video
general... Touche, salesman. No, this is just a general question,
I can answer probably why I do video games.
Yeah, it's fair, and I'll do the other part. It'd be awkward if we did the other ways.
I'd like to say that between us, I'm not gonna. I think I don't know. We're pretty much both the same in terms of gaming. A lot. We both play a wide array of titles.
I think we also play a lot of different types of games too.
Yeah, we just play a lot of just different types of things. Brian's really good at the whole movie and stuff like that. He watches a lot of TV shows, has a lot of things. He can remember things about TV shows and whatnot that I can't. And
She's so fast.
I've got the turbo button.
You cheating!
No. I haven't used it at all during it. It's just I have to get the crap beaten out of me on this one. I don't ever use it. Otherwise, you wouldn't see me going.
Oh, I was gonna say. All right.
No.
Everybody, we almost had a call bullshit.
No.
It's okay. Though.
You can go back through. I don't ever use it before now.
Okay.
I just use it during that because I'm just getting the crap beaten out of me anyways.
That's okay. It's okay. Anyway.
I end up playing the video games just because I feel like I do a real huge array of games. Mm-hmm. I play a lot of different things and I enjoy a lot of different things. And I'm big on Brian. A lot of the times with video games, in my opinion, Brian, you're a lot more of like that was okay. I liked it, and I'm like, dude, I hated the control scheme on this. I end up glitching a lot of things because I feel like I push games to the limit a lot.
Push it to the limit.
Yeah, where I'm like,
you walk along the razor's edge.
Yes, I do.
You might get careless, but I'm sorry. Stop.
Oh, I forgot I could hide from this guy. I'm not paying attention sometimes.
Yeah, it's my fault.
It is.
Okay.
But I play a wide array, and I pick up more things on games than I think than Brian does. I'm not like treading on your toes on that one, but I just feel like controls wise, like a lot of different ways. I just pick up a lot of different things that you don't. To where you're like a lot of things. I can't remember. You're like, well, that's stupid. Like, well, it makes sense. And you're like, well, nah, that's stupid. you like the way you game, and
Yeah. The thing is that we play very different styles of games on top of everything else. Like, it's not, for instance, he talked about how he does a wide array, and that's true. He does do a wide array of games, whereas I play usually games that are, I guess we'll call them ones I don't know how to put it. I just don't. There are certain game types I don't play. I don't play any sports games. I don't do rhythm games really. And watching out where you get like I'm flooded with requests. Play a sports game, Brian. Kind of thing. Which actually, I got to tell you, Craig, am I okay at sports games though?
Depends on your definition of okay. You play them.
Okay, but how do I do in the stance of?
Are you serious? You see me hit him with it? It didn't work.
How do I do in the sense of like, do I?
That was dumb for me to activate that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
do I often win or lose or?
You will win about 25% of the time, 20-30% of the time, which is actually good for his style of play. Football games, it's a Hail Mary every time.
Every play is a Hail Mary.
Basketball games, it's 3-pointers every single time.
Yep, only 3-pointers.
That's it.
There's no point in scoring if you can't score big. And hockey,
I've never played you in hockey.
Oh, so. Yeah, no, I beat Mike and Tony in that, and all I ever do with that, I rarely pass, and I never do any one-timers or setups or anything. I just go with one person right at the gut, kind of weaving in and out of the masses, and then I just tap the little shoot button. I don't do anything fancy. I just tap it, and it goes and trickles in. So I actually do win a lot.
He'll win them, but it's just that, like, you're such an asshole. Because I'm sitting there and like, I'd like you to actually see me play me in a baseball game.
Oh,
like
no.
that MLB one.
Yeah,
that'd be so
you
fun
never
to
catch me.
Damn it! I hate this. This is the worst person. If you can get this off. Bam! What up? You have no idea how big that is.
I guess not.
That's ridiculous. Granted, it'd been better if I'd have got the first one, but like I actually mapped out like that's where she's gonna go.
It's a she.
That's a freaking spider that lays eggs, dude. It's gotta be a she. You didn't see her lay eggs.
Nope. But no, at any rate, so I don't play a lot of games, but
I'll play.
I play games and I'll try anything, but as far as the variety is concerned, Craig does play a lot more than variety for sure.
Yeah, I'll play sports, rhythm, everything,
yeah.
MMOs. I'll play everything. Unfortunately, like I can't get to everything. Unfortunately, but
why not, Craig?
I'll play pretty much everything. I could actually play a ton of stuff if I didn't have to edit.
So you're saying it's the viewer's fault?
No, I'm saying I could just.
So it's my fault?
No. I'm
so I came up with the idea that
we need to hire an intern that just edits the entire thing.
What do you do?
Play the games the whole time.
Oh, that's such a lame deal.
And then you would sit there and like we.
What about?
And you would watch movies the whole time.
What about during the day?
I'd play games the whole
Oh,
time.
no. I mean, like, would I have to go to work, like regular work ever again?
No, this is when we're 11th Moon. Like,
Oh, okay.
you would sit there and watch movies.
Well, in
and
that case,
stuff
then
like
yeah,
that.
I'm on board with this plan.
We'd run the business side of things, and then
Yep.
I'd play games as like our office time, and you'd sit there and watch TV and movies.
Speaking of which, guys, for the record, we have a very, very exciting week next week.
We do.
Like, seriously,
Filming's gonna be so much fun this
This
next
is
week.
going to be the most insane 11th Moon ever next week.
And
It's
if you
gonna be
guys don't,
exciting.
and if you guys don't like it, first of all, you don't have a pulse, and two, you're gonna love it.
How does that make sense? If you don't like it, first, you don't have a pulse. Second of all, you're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you just missed it.
That's how much.
That's how
this
good
would
it is.
break thing. That's how good it.
Well, you know what? I'm on board with it only because I know what it is, and it is freaking amazing.
Can I say one thing about it?
Depends on what it is.
Hold on. Discussed it. I can say it. It's gonna rock your childhood, dude. Gonna be so great. So great.
It is gonna be pretty awesome.
Okay.
So-
What's the next question we were sent?
Well, it's kind of rude. First of all, I didn't get to answer about the movie. You know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean,
All right, why do you do
seriously,
movies,
You've
Brian?
been sitting here fighting Dr. Wily for the past like hour.
It's not Wiley. It's Sigma.
It's Wily. It's clearly Sigma is Wily in a different suit.
Anyways,
at any rate,
why do you
no.
do TVs and movies, Brian?
Why? Because I love them. There's something so unbelievably magical to me about TV and movie in general.
About the
Magical glowing box.
magical glowing box. That's
That-
what Brian refers to it as.
Yeah, I always call it the magical glowing box because what is that thing in front of you guys most of the time? It's the magical glowing box. Think about it. That's all it is magic. There are people who small people who live inside it, and they're awesome. I don't know. For some reason, I've always actually just loved TV. I mean, there's literally when I was probably 5, 6 years old, 3 o'clock in the morning, my parents would come downstairs, find me watching the news. Why? Because I just wanted to watch something on TV. Didn't matter what it was. I just love watching TV in general. Always have. But movies to me were the most special because when I would go to the theater, there's just something so unbelievably cool about theater. Like you're in there, the sound's playing, and you just get sucked in. And then it's so cool. My favorite thing though has to be like when I get invested in movie characters, and then I'm like holding my breath right along with them if they go into water, or if I'm just really in the movie. You know what I mean? I really put myself in the character's shoes. Also, I like movies that I can, and TV shows that I can put myself into, or the people I know, and you know that. Mm-hmm. I like to do so who do I know from my life that would be such and such in this, Something about it always just has been fun to me. But that's why
Thank goodness.
Nice. But that's why I actually do the TV movies, because I'm passionate about it. I love them, and it's just entertaining.
I think you're really great about remembering small things and picking up on small things that I just miss.
Well, the thing is that I have an interesting memory, mainly because the only things I really remember are things on the magical glowing boxes and that sort of thing. Like I have a very visual and auditory memory when it comes to that. So when I watch something on TV or in the movie theater, I'll remember like lines of dialogue or characters and just stuff like that because it's just what I really, really enjoyed. Which that works for me. Ooh, all right, here you go. I got a good. Got another. Wow, this is some really good questions. I got another one here for you. Your video game history and preferences. I know we kind of touched on that a little bit, but like your own personal video game history. Where did it all start?
My video game history started with actually because I got my tonsils out.
Because you got your tonsils out?
Because I got my tonsils out, and this was when I was 4 years old. I didn't have anything before this, didn't have any video game systems before this. They wanted to get me something because I was getting my tonsils out, and I don't remember like the actual tonsil out process or anything like that, or being scared, but I remember being like I must have been scared, like, oh no, I'm about to go have a surgery basically. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, go out and we'll get you a Game Boy. Like, that was my
You got-
reward for beforehand, was like, to be brave and go do this, you get to get a Game Boy. Like, and that was my start of actual video games.
Wait, hold on. When you say Game, you mean like the old big brick,
The old-
gray,
the
gray
original-
ones, right?
original
Good,
Game
good.
Boy.
I'm just making sure.
Original Game Boy.
I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure, are asking the same thing, and I just wanted
It was
to-
like when I was like 4 or 5. I can't remember exactly when, but it was right near. I want to say it was right near when the actual Game Boy came out. So this would be probably, and you guys can check my facts on this. I don't know, Brian, you want to check your phone or something like that for when the original Game Boy came out, but
it was a while ago.
it was like 90, it was like 92 or 93 is when I.
It was during
when I-
Desert Storm.
Yeah, it was like 92 or 93 when I got my. I even need to do this. I didn't even use anything last time. It was like 92 or 93 when I got it.
Okay.
And I honestly, I can't remember like what my first game was on there.
What?
Give me a second, because I didn't have like the Game Boy Mario. I didn't have it, and I remember hating that everybody else that did, because I was like, I want that. I so wanted
So
it.
you were
I
a
had
whiny
Tetris.
kid.
I had Tetris. I had
But why do you suck so bad at it?
I had Tetris.
Craig and I play Tetris on every so often.
Hey! Who won the winner take all?
We played like 8 games and you won the very last one.
The winner take all one, as I clearly stated.
So, starting when? When did you?
I stated it right before I won it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was a rule. But
Seriously, stupid son of a bitch.
at any rate, yes. So you had Tetris. What else did you have?
And then I remember the first game after that I got was because Matt Walker, one of my best friends, and still is one of my best friends, at the time he got, he just got it because he had just gotten one. He got, I got to think about this real quick. He got Link's Awakening.
That was a great game. I still, actually, in truth, I never beat Link's Awakening.
Really?
Well,
I
I say-
love that game.
And I mean, I played it, and there was a glitch in mine. Like, it was on the 7th temple or something like that, and I looked it up later in life, and whatever was supposed to happen didn't happen. And so I was stuck essentially, and I was taken by it because they said, "Yep, this happens sometimes."
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that was that. And somewhere in there though too, like right at the same time, and honestly it may have been right before or right after I got Link's Awakening, I got my original NES with Mario finally. Like I got my Mario fix after that. Mario Duck Hunt, like that combo, you know?
Oh yeah.
Mario Hunt. Screw you guys. The Mario Duck Hunt combo. Like
Yeah. No, I'd say that which isn't too bad. So that's how your gaming.
that's how my gaming started.
Now, let me ask you this. This is kind of an aside note to this. Not many people remember their first movie they ever watched, but
I couldn't tell you
most
mine.
remember their first R-rated movie. Do you remember your first R movie? Your first R-rated movie.
The first one I can remember. I don't want to say it was the first one I ever saw. So I remember watching some movie with my cousin when he was babysitting me.
Sure.
And it scared the ever-living piss out of me. It was like an alien movie or something like that. I'm not gonna say like literally aliens, but it was like some kind of alien movie. You know?
Oh, there were, you know what? Was it the one? This is going to sound really weird, but believe me when I tell you that this is a real thing. There was a movie, an alien movie, where like the knees of the people bent backwards. Like, and you know, I know it sounds weird.
The only scene I can remember from the movie is, the only thing I can remember from the movie is that there was aliens or God, it could not have even been aliens. There was something at the bottom of an elevator shaft, and the elevator shaft, like they did something to come down and crush the aliens or the monsters.
Oh.
That's the only thing I can remember now, but I remember just being freaked out the entire time. And my cousin's like, because he was like 18 or 16 or 18.
and
He
you
was
were
like, hey,
like-
watch this. And I was like 4. But I remember that, and that had to have been like an R-rated movie. The first one I can remember where I sat down and watched the whole thing was I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh.
That was the first one I can like.
See, the funny thing is that when I think about these sort of movies, I always think about you know, I start to think about him a little bit, and my
Oh my!
you were one thing short. No, but it's my first. Actually, you know, here.
Oh my God! Are you serious? This guy's giving me this much trouble.
My first R-rated movie was actually Money Train.
I don't even know what that is.
No one does, because it was a terrible movie. But my mom was out of town. My dad comes home with a plastic grocery bag, and inside of it he has the Renton movie Money Train that he wanted to see, and a bunch of microwave lasagna. And I'm looking at this like the lasagna, for the record, was the worst lasagna I've ever had in my life. I took one bite of it and just went and him, me, and my brother all did the same thing with it. We all just, you know, were just trying to just choke it down. It was just miserable. But the funny thing is that then he pulls up this movie and he goes, "Don't tell your mom." And I'm like, okay, what is it about, you know? And I to this day can't tell you what it was about. I think it was about a train heist, but it said the F word every 3 minutes. It was seriously it literally just did nonstop. Every single word began with, you know, what was F. And I'm sitting there as a kid just going, "This is crazy. Mom's gonna kill us."
See, that was a big thing too. But I remember I was brought up in a very, very conservative household. My family has gone away from that a little bit. I guess we're not as conservative as we used to be. But I was brought up in a very conservative household.
You don't worship Reagan? Reaganomics!
Reagan.
Yeah, Kirk.
I was brought up in a very conservative household. And, like, to the point where, seriously, this might sound stupid to you, but, like, in 6th grade, and I went to a private school all the way until I went to Goodrich. I started hearing people, like, say swear words in 6th grade, and I'd go, like, it'd, like, take me back, because I was not used to hearing people say those words. So it was like, he jumps always first.
Well, oh, you know you can cut his nose off?
I don't need to.
Kind of a...
Hadouken!
No, but anyway, at any rate, though, I know, yeah, that always did kind of blow my mind when I heard that in the movie, but that's funny that you actually had it in, like, real life, that you were like, oh my God.
It was real life. I was like, whoa, swearing. And then I met Jeff. Do you remember Jeff back in, like, 6th and 7th grade, how much he swore?
No, you know what actually cracks me up is Wayne and Brian
Lopez?
Yep. Remember those guys?
Yep.
They said that those two together were so, like, just trouble, really, because my favorite thing was during basketball. I had basketball with them when we were kids, and the entire time they would just sit there and have farting contests.
That sounds like
I'm not even kidding you. It was just nothing but farting contests, you know. I'd say, and literally the coach would have to stop practice and go, "Quit farting," and they were just kind of laughing, and they did it all through the banquet and everything else. They ruined the banquet for everyone, and that was classic.
That's classic.
But
is that kind of what we have to cover on first R-rated movie?
well, the thing is that I asked for the first R-rated movie, but my first movie that I remember watching, once again, kind of hard to pinpoint. I know my first R-rated movie, obviously, but I can't tell you my first movie. I can't tell you, of course, everybody knows my favorite movie. And if you
What
don't,
is your favorite movie?
No, if you don't, they'll find out eventually. By that I mean I'm just gonna tell them. It's Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
It's Ghostbusters. Always has. Most likely, always will be. I love Ghostbusters. It's a great movie. I'm not gonna gush about it, right now, but even though I could. The interesting thing about the video game history, though, you got me thinking about mine. My first experience with a video game was the original Nintendo. I got it when I was like 4 or 5. I think it was maybe 5. But same sort of deal. Mario, and I had Mario. I had with Duck Hunt, of course. And then I got a bunch of other games with it eventually. Mega Man 3. I loved the Mega Man series.
This might explain some things. I did not know about Mega Man until Mega Man X. That was the first Mega Man game I had ever touched.
That explains a lot.
I didn't even know about it. Like, I borrowed this from my buddy had it. my buddy had it, and I played it, and I sat there, and like he left his Xbox, he left his Super Nintendo at my house, and I started playing this, and like I fell in love with it, fell absolutely in love with Mega Man X. So I mean that might explain things to you a little bit. I didn't even know there was
an
like,
original
Mega Mans. Back, I mean, this is right when the Super Nintendo had come out, and this was out, and we were the two cool kids on the block that had.
And that's
Super Nintendos.
I did not have a Super Nintendo. My cousins did, and I used to go over their place and play Aladdin. And
I had Aladdin, had Lion King,
and
beat both of them.
Aladdin. And
as a child, I beat both of them. What up?
I would go over their house and play the Super Mario Land or whatever, and
I never had that. Like,
I
didn't have
that was for me because I went from Super Mario to Super Mario 2 to Super Mario 3, and then when that one came out and I didn't have it because I had a choice basically. I could have had Sega or a Super Nintendo. I wasn't getting both. That wasn't happening, you know. And my brother, goes, no, we're getting a Sega, and we did, and that's what we did. We had a Sega at the time, so we played, Sonic 2 and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and a whole bunch of others, just classic Sega games, just classic ones. But the funny thing is that I would go to the store, like whenever we would go into like a Meyer or whatever, or any store.
Meyer used to have the games,
and they had the games, and I would run to the games section. And looking back, I realized I'm like, you were just pulling a fast one. My dad would always say, don't play Nintendo, just jokingly saying like, don't be playing Nintendo. And I'd go over there and I'd be playing it, and then he goes, what are you doing? I go, playing Super Nintendo. And I thought I outsmarted him. I'm like, I'm a genius. And I'm like, he knew what he was doing. But you're screwed.
Oh, this is gonna hurt things.
But yeah, so I did that whole deal, and
Are you serious? He was like, leap it.
But yeah, no. So I did that, and I played, as I mentioned, a lot of Super Nintendo, Sonic.
Yep.
I was big into Sonic.
This is really
I had Sonic comic books. Like I collected Sonic comic books.
Yeah.
Favorite character? Knuckles. Mm-hmm. Why? There was one particular comic book episode where Sonic gets roboticized. Knuckles throws himself into a roboticizer, comes out as like a robot Knuckles, and just goes after him and beats the hell out of him. I was like, this is the coolest thing I'd ever seen. It just blew my mind away.
This might explain things to other people too, is why I'm not like, I quite thoroughly enjoy Mario. Mm-hmm. People that actually know me know I love playing Mario games. But they're not just huge on me because I honestly, my first Mario game was the original. Right, like the original one with Duck Hunt, and I didn't play it all that often. I played Duck Hunt more. I never like really got into like the whole Mario part of it. And then I had, I had Mario 3.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
If you didn't have Mario 3, you were a loser by the 1990s standards. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah. So I had Mario 3. I'm gonna die. I had Mario 3, and then after that, the next Mario game I had wasn't like in any platform, wasn't until Mario 64.
Ooh,
that was the next one.
That's a long time.
And like that got me back into like a Mario kick, but like I lost all the lore, and I like didn't know everything at that point. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know everything. Mm-hmm. I really didn't. And so I started playing that again, and I got that because I went through and I was one of the few at the time that I had Super Nintendo and I had a Sega. I had a Genesis and.
See, I only had the Genesis, and that's what hindered me for sure.
I got this game though for Super Nintendo.
You don't want to charge up all your stuff?
And there's no point. I'm gonna end up dying anyways. It's quicker to die and just to roll through it. I played the Genesis. I played the Genesis because I had NHL Hockey 98 on there, or 97, whatever one it was. And then I had Sonic and Sonic 2.
Yep. I never had Sonic. I had Sonic 2 is where I
had Sonic and Sonic 2. I never beat either one of them, though, on the original systems.
I did.
Because I would go back and forth, and I played NHL 98.
Why does he have a lightsaber? I mean, I know you love this game and all, but why does he have a lightsaber, Craig?
He's a baller.
He's like, I'm Wily.
It's not Wily.
It's Wily. He doesn't want you to think it's him. It's if. But
I don't even know what his
weakness is.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, no, I don't know. When I played through on all those original games, though, one thing that always bugged me later on in life was like I grew up with Sonic, and I loved Sonic. Like I thought he was the coolest thing around. Fastest thing around. No, I just thought he was cool. But the thing is that then later on they go, oh, he's Dr. Eggman now. No, he's not. He's Dr. Robotnik. And that really has bugged me for literally years. I've never gotten over the fact that people now call him Dr. Eggman.
Right.
It makes no sense. He looks like an egg.
It makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
See, this is when you start like, it makes no sense. That's what I was talking about in the video games thing. I'm like, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
It makes zero.
By no means, what you're saying is you don't like it.
That's true. So thus
Not
it makes
that
no sense.
It makes perfect sense. I think it's retarded.
Yeah.
No offense to you retarded people out there like you, Brian, but it makes sense. It's just dumb. It's really dumb. It's really dumb.
But okay, Dr. Robotnik was scary. He was a big man with a mustache who was trying to turn animals into robots. That's scary. You call a guy Dr. Eggman, I am not scared of him in the least. That was always my issue with it. I'm like, when I remember watching the cartoon as a kid, he was, oh yes. He had this kind of dark, deeper voice. And I'm
gonna rename Arnold Schwarzenegger Bunny Fufu. And you tell me when he shows up in a room like, this is Bunny Fufu. You don't go, yep, I just pooped myself.
Arnold Schwarzenegger? Mm-hmm. I can take him nowadays. He's old enough. That's not true. I'm sorry. I'm lying about that one. Please, Arnold, don't come kill me.
During his Conan days.
Oh, during his Conan days where he dropped 2 horses say,
right.
just by himself?
And let's rename him Bunny, first name, Fufu, last name. You are still going to poop your pants when he comes around.
I would.
But according to your logic, nope, name changes
But
everything.
he's a video game character. Like, I mean, you got to understand, he's a video game. You're not going into, if it was a real life situation, it's different than a video game. You're meant to be scared of him. Don't you think so?
I completely agree, but it's still.
No. Not Dr. Eggman's mean bean machine, Craig. Oh, Jaleel White. I always find that funny that Jaleel White was the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog in the crappy cartoon. Out of the 2,
You're probably gonna punch me in the face. Who?
Urkel.
Okay. I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah, Urkel's real name is Jaleel White. He says it right quietly.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
We have another question.
I do have another question for you.
Okay. We kind of been going off into
I know.
tangents here.
Sad part is that we've taken up the whole time.
We actually have. And
That's
bravo to any of you guys that actually stuck this out.
Anybody who stuck this out, you're automatically an 11th Moon super fan.
Yep, and now you get to type Mountain Dew can. Empty Mountain Dew can.
Empty Mountain Dew super fan.
Empty Mountain Dew super fan.
That's because that's
so the cereal and the empty Mountain Dew super fan.
If you've watched the video up to this point, it could legitimately say that. Congratulations.
I almost want to title this like 11th Moon podcast.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's really more of a podcast than an episode. I would agree with that. Podcast it is. Welcome to the 11th Moon first podcast.
Sort of.
Sort of.
I think we're still going to end up calling it just the episode.
I don't know. We call it a lot of things.
I have no idea what we're going to call it.
Yeah,
we'll decide that when we have to upload it.
In like 2 hours. Yeah, see, here's the funny thing. They actually are getting a feel for how unprofessional we really are, which is good.
It is good.
So, no, I do have another question for you here. Let's see, I just went and pull it up, so I want to get this right.
Okay.
That Brian guy is super handsome. Who does his makeup? Well, actually, it's all natural, super fan. No, okay, that's not a real thing. real thing is this: they're wondering about how much time usually goes into making an 11th Moon video, what our production schedule kind of is like.
Okay, we're gonna have to go on averages on this one, obviously.
Yeah.
We're not gonna give you, because every video is different. Pretty much, we'll start with Thursday, which is when we release a video. So we'll release, you know, episode whatever, and at that point, hopefully we've got some kind of idea of what we're gonna do for the next week, anyways.
We do have them, for the record, we do have them planned out pretty well.
We usually have a lot of them planned out. I'm not saying that's been every time.
No.
So I'm saying average. Usually we've got it actually planned out what we're gonna do the next week. So Thursday might be kind of like night off. Let's take a break here and actually kind of regroup on things. And
even though a lot of times that doesn't exactly happen, just due to the fact that your brain is still going.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then Friday morning is Friday morning's kind of break for both of us in a sense, where we're not really having to do anything. And then Friday night is usually when we start trying to make sure we have all of the source media we need.
Yep.
Getting
whatever.
Yeah,
if it's a movie, or
making sure we can go through
have a movie,
have clips for the movie that we need for games. Like if I'm playing a full game, going through and getting the clips of the game that we're gonna need.
The thing is getting the source material, whether it is the game, movie, whatever, is the first part of it. The second part of it is moving on is the writing piece of it.
Yeah, we'll kind of, well, especially let's just say that the game we have never played before, the movie we have never played before.
Yeah.
If we haven't done either one of them before, I have to go through and record the entire game through, like we did with the Expendables.
Yeah.
Which ends up taking like 20 gigs up because you're recording an entire game, and then we'll go through and we'll watch the movie.
Yeah.
Like we did for, let's just, for example, which you don't know yet, which we did for next week's video. We actually sat down and watched it last night together.
Yeah.
And other pieces that we needed to watch.
Oh yeah.
Next week's gonna be great.
Next week, you guys are gonna love us next week. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. Watch, they're gonna be like, I hate that. And it's like, God dang it.
I'm saying hopefully we can get it out there.
Yeah.
Like something doesn't go wrong with it, like we did for Mirror Mirror, dear Lord.
Yeah, that was fun.
Anyways, but we go through, we get that together, we film all of that stuff, like source media, what we call source media. And then after that is script. We script everything out as much as we possibly can, though there is a decent amount of ad-libbing in ours at times.
Decent amount of ad-libbing. The overall writing process, though, I usually sit there on the weekend and do a lot. Actually, this is kind of funny. Sometimes I actually go out and mow my lawn, or as I mow my parents' lawn. That's not where I live, but I go to my parents' house and I'll mow the lawn. And it's like, well, why would you do that? Actually, it's kind of therapeutic. In truth, it's kind of nice to just sit there and, while I'm cutting these straight lines, it helps me kind of put my thoughts together and come up with some ideas. And then usually, as soon as I'm done, I call or text Craig, and say
600 times. 600 times. I can tell you, our communication is all 11th Moon half the time now. It's sometimes it's really annoying. Sometimes it's great because I'm like, sweet, yes, let's do that. And other times I'm like, dude, it's the weekend. I'm wanting to have like maybe 3 hours with my girlfriend here where I'm not getting annoyed.
And unfortunately...
But I do the same thing to him.
Yep.
I know I do the same thing to him where I just get a hold of him at the most inopportune times when he's out with his family.
Or during work.
During work, I'm getting a hold of him a ton of times. We do it to each other. But,
yeah, and the thing is, though, it's you want to get it in before you forget it. So.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll script up an idea, and then hopefully by Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, I know it's a big process there, big gap there, but hopefully by then we have source media done and scripting done by, we'll just say at latest Monday. Usually filming is done Monday and part of Tuesday if needed. Obviously, as much as needed is done. So like if we have to film Wednesdays too,
yeah,
like today.
The Wednesdays are rare and very few and far between. And I mean, really, filming on a Wednesday night, I can honestly kind of one-hand the number of times this has ever happened.
This is the only time we've ever done it. Second time?
Second time.
What was the other time?
Second time. The other time was that night that I was exhausted, standing there in the corner watching you try to finish. Well, and I had the Batman mask on.
Yeah.
And you kept saying the same lines over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yep. Okay, I remember.
Oh, and by the way, guys, yeah, that's how it works. We're human beings. We don't do perfect takes every time. Shocking, I know.
But yeah, it's definitely a fun little process. And then we have about Usually, let's just say we get filming done on Tuesday, and then usually we're filming on Monday, and then like Tuesday morning, while he's at work, I'm here working. I'm editing what we have already together. Tuesday night, we either finish filming or I just continue editing. He gets to see what I've done so far. And then Wednesday's almost usually pure
and then I get
editing.
And my favorite part of that part of the editing process is I get to do what's called armchair editing, where I just sit in a chair just going, I don't like it. You know, I say, let's move this here, move this here. It's my favorite part. I just, you know, and I get to sit there.
And then Thursday morning, if need be, I'll edit.
By the way, I'm not just sitting there just telling him that sucks. There's a reason for it.
He just tells me it sucks.
It helps. My favorite thing is it's like when I point out something really obvious. That's my absolute favorite. When I go, hey, shouldn't that just go there? And he's like, God dang it. Like the LA Noire one. That was one of my favorite ones. When you were sitting there and you had like the text in the weird spots, like the button.
Yeah, like, I was fried out at that point. Yeah. I was done at that point.
He was fried, and he's sitting there in like those little segments where, you know, it would come up and say like the butler did it. He had the text like rammed together.
It was the goofiest.
With like everything. It looked like the worst thing. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And there's a wide open spot here. He goes, oh, just the look on his face.
Simple fix.
His eyes were sunk in his head. It was a bad day for him. He had been editing like all night.
Wednesday night, Thursday morning, try and get it out, upload it. Usually, I'll upload it. Hold on. Upload it enough to where I can, like, if he's at work on Thursday, I'll upload it and I won't have it listed. But I'll upload it so I can send it to him so he can watch it and see if it's something good, if we're good to go.
Yeah, and if anybody from work is watching, I'm constantly working on my real projects, not on anything from home.
I try and send it to you when you're at lunch, okay? I try and get it during your break time. I don't tell you to open them up. I try and get you during lunch on it. Yeah, and then that's 11th Moon video party. It's Thursday night, usually our night off, or crap, we gotta get back to work again. which is gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah, which is gonna be tomorrow. That's right.
We have to get to work early.
Hey, that's okay though. That's half the fun, guys. I'll be honest with you. There's something kind of cool about when you wake up in the morning and it's like I literally could not go back to sleep the other day because I woke up and I'm like, oh my god, I got some ideas, and then next thing you know, they're happening later that week. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this has been our hour and a half long episode, pretty much.
God knows how much of this, if maybe even.
I thought we were going to end up cutting a lot of it because we weren't going to talk during the whole thing.
Oh.
We talked during the entire thing.
No, you think?
I honestly thought it was going to be something where we would talk and I'd like, oh crap, we got to cut out all these things, and it'd go down to maybe like a 30-minute video. And we talked during the whole thing.
There's pretty much zero gaps throughout this whole thing.
There's hardly any gaps.
So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Considering the fact that anybody who has made it this far, you have made it through the entire video. I want you to write desk scissors.
Desk scissors.
Write desk scissors, Superfan Plus.
Desk scissors, Superfan Plus. So that's on top of empty bowl of cereal or whatever I said earlier. You need to go back and re-listen because I want you to say the exact thing that I said.
Yep.
Also with empty Mountain Dew can,
empty Mountain Dew can, Superfan, or whatever.
Whatever we had said, and now desk scissors, Superfan Plus.
This goes back to that whole we can't remember things that happened like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. Our minds just kind of wipe.
So, cereal, Mountain Dew can, scissors, Superfan Plus, basically.
Fantastic.
We want you to post that in there. And if anybody ever asks you why you posted that, don't answer.
Don't answer.
Don't answer. Tell them to watch the video.
It's like Fight Club. You don't tell them anything.
Tell them to watch the video and you'll get it. But hopefully this is more of like a podcast for you guys to maybe listen to.
It's more like 11th Moon story time.
Yeah, 11th Moon story time. So you can listen to this. You don't have to. Hopefully you didn't have to necessarily watch the entire video of me playing Mega Man X and him playing Mega Man 6.
Or Mega Man 6 or Mega Man X again, just to try to match the timing.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we do.
That's what we call post.
That's what we call post.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post.
Which are the worst words to ever hear if you're an editor.
Exactly.
Don't worry, we'll fix it in post. You're like, oh, mother.
It's like,
I have to do something else.
You're like, I am post. All right.
It's basically saying, Craig, you fix it.
Pretty much. And I wash my hands.
thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sticking around with us, and hope you had a good time. And next week, back to a regular format because we got a very exciting video for you guys.
We've got a great video lined up next week. So thank you.
Thank you.